Starte ich.
Hi everybody, I'm Zoltan, and today I want to show you this small DC rice cooker. So they come in two versions, 12 and 24 volts, and are mainly used in cars or in trucks. So you can use them in a caravan to your cooking. But the nice thing about these is actually that you can also use them with your e-bike, or even better with your solar e-bike when you're on a bike trip and you're doing camping. You can cook with these rice cookers, and actually, like we showed you in our other videos, you can not just cook rice in it, but basically any food you want. And like I said, they are coming 12 and 24 volts, and normal bicycles, e-bicycles, they are 36 volts, the battery voltage. But I found out that you can basically just plug it in and it works even with 36 volts. And that's because the heating element which is used, which I will show you in a moment, basically limits the power that it draws. So it works approximately with the same power with 24 volts or with 36 volts or even 50 volts. Yeah, so I have opened it. So if you can just remove two screws, and then you can open the bottom. So you see how it works, because I haven't found it on YouTube yet. Like for the big rice cookers, there are some videos showing the internals, but for these small DC rice cookers, I haven't found any video. So basically, here you have the electricity coming in, the two wires. They're going here, going to this switching element, which is here. Hope you can see it. So this is the switch. So this is to cook mode, and then the other one is to the warm or simmering mode. And so the one cable goes here and then goes inside this heating element, which is hidden in behind this metal here. And the heating element, it's the so-called positive temperature coefficient, so PTC ceramic heater. So they basically the resistance of this heating element stays approximately constant, or even like decreases slightly up to a specific critical temperature, which is normally around 80 degrees. And at that point, or 80 to 120 degrees, and at that point the resistance rises exponentially with the temperature. So this means that if you have it with 24 volts, it will heat up, and then at one point will limit the current. And even if you run it on 36 volts, it will heat up a little bit slightly to a higher temperature, but then the resistance will increase so strongly that it limits the power. So you won't, like if you double the voltage, you won't see an according increase in power, but just slightly higher power. So you can use this one basically with almost any voltage above 24 volts. So I tested it with up to 40 volts, and it works without a problem. And so you have one. So this is the one cable coming directly from the input, and then you have another cable which is basically always on. Once you switch once you connected the rice cooker, it will be connected automatically. So that's the standby or simmering power, which is for this one is around 40 watts. And then if you switch the rice cooker on, you connect also this additional wire here, and then you have an additional heating element which is used, and then you draw like around 150 watts at 38 volts, so with a 36 volts e-bike battery. If you use 24 volts like it's intended to, it will draw approximately 130 watts. Yeah, I think that's it. And then you have like these LEDs. So now like the whole thing is manufactured for 24 volts. So this means that you have like these small resistors in front of the LEDs, which limit the power, which limit the current for the LEDs. And now because we have 50% more voltage, so 36 volts instead of 24, we will also have like approximately 50% higher current going through these LEDs. So they will work, they will be brighter, but I looked it up in the internet, so you will have also like approximately half the lifetime of the LEDs, but because they normally last very long, so that shouldn't be a problem. And also the rice cooker will work without the LEDs. So if the LEDs are burnt out, the rice cooker will work, will continue working. Yeah. So in here you see like the pot itself, and then the insulation. So it's like a double layer plastic thingy, which I think these are normally also used for packaging. If you send some package, fragile thing, they come with it. It's just that they added like also aluminum foil on the out and inside for the insulation. Yeah, so that's it. And then if you open it, so it comes with these two nice little handles. This is the lid. It has a small vent hole, just I think 1 or 2 square millimeters, so very tiny, which is good because not a lot of heat is lost. So you have here the pot. Yeah, that's it. And the cable is here. So it comes normally with these plugs which are used in cars and trucks, normally for the cigarette lighter. And I changed it to a XT60 plug, because with these cigarette lighter plugs, if you use them outside, I found out that it's like the contact is not very good. It's very vulnerable to corrosion. So after some time, it will not connect properly. And with these ones, you always have a good electrical connection. Yeah, so that's the rice cooker. Now we'll close it up again, and then I will show you how you can cook. Yeah, like here we have prepared some millet and some cabbage and mushrooms and tempeh. How you can prepare it with this small rice cooker on my solar e-bike. Yeah. One thing I forgot is that this switch here, where you can put it on and in simmering mode manually, it is connected with this big metal sheet here to the pot and the heat. So when the pot heats up and it goes, the pot goes above 110, approximately 120 degrees Celsius, this enclosure here will also heat up, and inside there's probably a small magnet which will lose its magnetism, and then it will automatically go to warm mode, like with the big rice cookers. Yeah, but if you want to cook efficiently, you will push it to warm mode manually once it started steaming, so once it has reached boiling point. Okay, now we are at my solar bike, the ZolarBoda, with a 160 watt solar panel, right now charging the sun. And here's the rice cooker again. So what we do first is to steam the tempeh. So tempeh, is actually the first time I cook tempeh, but I read that you're supposed to steam it before because it can be a bit bitter if you don't. So just a little bit water here, and then so we can close it up. We make sure it's more or less level. So then we close it up. And then we connect it to the battery. So you can cook when it's in the sun, but also you can just use the electricity from the battery. Connect it. Then you see here, the green light goes on. That means it's in the simmering mode. And then you push the big button up here and it goes into the heating mode. So now it draws 150 watts approximately. Okay, so now after 5 minutes it started steaming. So
I think it's hard to see on the video, but there's steam coming out of this small hole, and so we let it steam for a good 5 minutes, and then we can switch it off and take it above, then it can continue cooking.
Okay, here now you see millet. I already washed it. It's approximately 200 grams or 250 milliliters. And we will add approximately double the amount of liquid. But first we add the other ingredients. So we have the cabbage, and then a bit of champignons, onions. It's getting a bit full. and the steamed tempeh. Add the soy milk. So here I've already soy milk with a self-made curry, but you can also buy like a curry paste yourself. So this is one amount of the millet. And then I fill it up again with water. Going to the same level. Okay. That's a maximum amount you can probably cook in it. And then a little bit of soy sauce. And close it up. And bring it to the bike. Okay, now we are back at the solar bike. So now you see it's the food that I prepared, the millet and the tempeh and the mushrooms and the cabbage and the coconut milk. So we close it up and then connect it to the battery. And now we have to close up here. Oh, it's already in the warm mode, in the cook mode here, the red light. So now this will, because it's completely full, it will probably take about 30 to 40 minutes until it starts cooking. So after 30 minutes it automatically switched to a warm mode, so you see it with the green light. So we leave it in this warm mode for another 10-15 minutes and then it should be ready to serve. Okay, now the food is ready.